Good afternoon and welcome to the special meeting of Westminster's Mayor and Common Council. We're meeting here at Westminster's historic City Hall, once the home of Colonel John Longwell, one of the most important figures in the history of Carroll County and Westminster. We'll begin as we do every meeting with the pledge of the flag, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Well, we're here today to welcome our visitors from Paide, Estonia, our sister city in Estonia, and it's been wonderful to have them with us here all week. We're also here to welcome a few other guests who will be joining us this afternoon to hear a few remarks from everybody and to discuss our revised Declaration of Understanding with Paide, which has a relationship that we've had now for 21 years. Very excited to be able to renew that relationship and to renew that declaration and to enhance it to make sure that we're covering some new and exciting opportunities that we have going forward to make it an even better and stronger relationship between our two cities. So we're looking forward to doing that. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our guests, at least the ones who are here right now. First of all, our visitors from Paide, Suret Pehelgas, member of the Paide City Council and former mayor of Paide, is with us. Carola Yanov, the Chief Development Specialist for the city of Paide, is with us as well. We have others who will be joining us a little later, and we'll get to that when they arrive. But one thing that occurred to me is that you've met all the council members, but you haven't had a chance to meet all of our city staff. So I'd like to go to our city administrator, Sarah Imholz, and ask her to lead off the introduction of all of our city staff, so you'll get to see them. We asked them all to be here to meet you today. Ms. Imholz?
Thank you, sir. I'm going to divert for one moment and say a quick thank you to Tom Baird, our former staff member, for all that he did to prepare for this visit this week. Tom has sort of taken over in lieu of staff, which has been phenomenal. So thank you, Tom, for everything that you've done.
Sarah.
I really appreciate it. I love it when we can find a volunteer. All right, so you've met some of my staff, like the police chief. We're going to go around the room. So senior staff hasn't heard this yet, but if you can say your name, the department that you work for, and just some of the things that you're doing, not necessarily this month, but in general for your department to help explain the difference between the two cities. So we're going to start with Public Works. Sean, I'm going to put you on the spot. So Mr. Dick, you did go over Public Works a little bit in my presentation, so they're somewhat aware of that. But Mr. Dick.
I'm John Dick, Deputy Director of Public Works. I oversee the engineering, fiber network, and the street department for the city. In the engineering, might have saw the clock towers being worked on, so I oversee that project make sure that that goes well, as long as any infrastructure as far as water, wastewater improvements, things like that are happening in the streets itself. We look over that as well. The street department, which I believe you met Zach Enos, the assistant superintendent, took you around. They take care of all the streets and make sure the paved streets are marked. Anything that comes up as far as storm drains, things like that go wrong with the streets, they fix. That's the short shell. Of course, it's a lot bigger than that, but it's the short form.
And of course, Public Works Department and department with all the exciting vehicles. Next, we have the Recreation and Parks Department, Ms. Gruber.
Good afternoon. My name is Abby Gruber. I do oversee the Recreation and Parks Department. I also believe that you've toured several of my facilities on Monday. So our job is to create a sense of community in Westminster and to provide experiences and facilities for every single one of our citizens so that they feel connected to where they live and they feel supported and a sense of place. So That's really my job in a nutshell. What's really interesting, though, is the crossover that every single city department has with each other. So one of the things we do is we run major special events, and in order to stage something like that, it takes cooperation from every single other department that will introduce themselves tonight. Streets department, IT, police, finance, even housing. They're making sure everything looks lovely and nobody's grass is overgrown before we invite 10,000 people into our city. So planning also supports us with their connections to our Main Street merchants and help spread the word about these events and how they can benefit our downtown businesses. So it's really a wonderful experience to pull events into a city like this. They not only benefit the citizens, but they really pull our staff together. Maybe some people might not feel the same, but no, they do. They really pull our staff together because we really have to work closely as a team in order to make them happen. So,
Thank you, Abby. Our next department is in my department, administration, our city clerk, who is integral to all of our meetings and really everything the city does. So, Mr. Barber.
Hi, I am Doug Barber. I am the city clerk for the city of Westminster. I work under Sarah's direction with the mayor and council, putting the meeting together, the agenda, the minutes, and I also do the elections for the city.
And all of our legislation.
And all that, yes, correct.
Public
The list could go on and on and on.
The list goes on and on. And then behind you, because the room is a little bit small, we have the Director of Information Technology, Mr. Moore.
My name is Rick Moore. I oversee the Department of Information Technology. My staff and I oversee the help desk for service calls from our, not only the public, but our staff. We support desktops, laptops, police mobile units, all the server infrastructure and networking that keep the city running and the websites alive and things like that.
I used to say that I was the chief problem solver, but I think Greg might be taking over that title these days. So then we have the Community Planning and Economic Development Department, and that is led by Mr. Depot.
Thank you and good evening. So we do a little bit of everything. We do the site plan development review for new development within the city. We also maintain the zoning ordinance, the comprehensive plan. We're responsible for economic development, Main Street management. We also are liaisons to several of the mayor and common council commissions, and that's the Board of Zoning Appeals, Historic District Commission, and Planning and Zoning Commission. So we present to them cases. So again, we touch on a little bit of everything. We work closely with Public Works and Parks and Rec and Housing, and I think every department in IT as to complete our job, because I think we do all work really well together. And I think without each other, we wouldn't accomplish nearly as much as we do. Today, we're currently working on a update of the parking and looking at our parking in downtown Main Street to determine the abundance, and we're going to find we have an abundance of parking. And following that, the next plan is to look at a master plan of rethinking how we envision downtown Westminster. So that's the next step, the next stage.
Mark's department is probably most closely aligned with your department, Rolla. So then we have the Housing Department and Code Enforcement, Mr. Brown.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Eric Brown, and I'm responsible for code enforcement. And part of code enforcement duties is to ensure that the residents and citizens of the city have a good quality of life. And we do that by making sure that properties in the city lives up to a certain standard. We also are responsible for ensuring that those people who rent properties in the city, that they have a license, and those in order to get and keep those licenses, you have to live up to a certain standard. So we make sure that is taken care of. The main thing that we end up particularly doing this time of year, we are, I guess, making sure that the grass is cut, that the trash is removed. We work with Public Works to make sure that is taken care of. And when people fail to do that, they get a notice from us that you must take care of this in a certain period of time, or there could be some penalties associated with that. But not just code enforcement, we're also responsible for ensuring that the most vulnerable citizens of the city have an opportunity to have decent, safe, and affordable housing. So we work with landlords to find places that meet a certain standard that the people can have a place to stay for their families and that meets their budget. And we work with the federal government to ensure that there's a certain standard that is met, but also the unique thing is that that person who gets a voucher is called a housing choice voucher. And the person that gets that voucher have an opportunity to find a decent place to live for their family that they can afford. They pay up to 30% of their income. And then the difference, then our agency with the assistance of the federal government will pay the difference. But we work with planning, work with just about every department. It's a good cooperative team.
Thank you. Moving on, we have the police chief, Chief Ledwell.
Hello again, Tom Ledwell, our police chief. As you heard, as a team, we collaborate on a lot of things, and I think the common theme is to provide good quality of life here in the city of Westminster. We're very fortunate. Our version of that quality of life involves public safety, and we police based on 3 tenets: community-oriented policing, where we collaborate with the community to engage the community to get involved in public safety; problem-oriented policing, which means that instead of just reacting and being responsive to issues, we try to look at what the core issue is that causes the public safety problem, and then we try to correct that by either connecting people with resources or problem-solving environmental needs, things like that, so that we don't have to continue to respond. And then the third tenet is data-driven policing. And that's where we look at trying to use the resources we have and be as effective and as efficient as possible. So we work, as stated earlier, in a team with everybody else in this room to do that.
Our final department is the finance department, and we've got Ms. Rogers here.
Thank you, Ms. Imhoff. Good evening and welcome. My name is Teresa Rogers, and I'm the Director of Finance for the City of Westminster. I'm also heading up HR right now. So my department is primarily inward facing in that we're supporting all of the departments that you just heard from, helping them with budgets, accounting and finance issues, paying our bills, paying them, making payroll. We also do procurement, so we put out the bids for projects and contracts. And our outward facing component is we do the billing for our sewer and water services to the public and collect those monies and greet those folks face to face every day. And then human resources, I think everyone knows what that is. That, you know, that is supporting our internal folks too with benefits and other things. So welcome.
That's the team, sir.
All right, thank you, Ms. Imhoff, and thanks to all of you for joining us today. We wanted you to meet them because we've got a terrific staff and we're very proud of them and the work they're doing. And so since you didn't get to meet them all during the course of the week, we're all very willing to take advantage of that opportunity right now. And so now I think we'd like to turn to the mayor to make a few remarks. Dr. Becker?
Thank you, Council President Pecoraro. I'll do this.
Yeah.
Before I get to the proclamation, I just want to say that we've been very pleased to host you both in Westminster this week, and I know you've had an incredibly busy time up until today, and you have 2 days left of your time in the region. But I think that one of the things that has been that has stood out to me is that we have been able to show you a wide variety of what Westminster and this region has to offer. And I think that with Mr. Baird sort of coming back to us and strengthening the partnership that we have with PIDA, I'm really looking forward to the future for more exchange of information and visits and learning more about each other's culture. Right, and moving forward with that. So we've been very happy to have you here this week. I'm sort of jealous that you are going to Annapolis tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day. I think in Annapolis, and it is a gorgeous city. We'll be there, but for right now, I would like to ask you both to please join me in the proclamation corner. We could put a sign above
That's a
here
good
that
name.
just says proclamation corner, so just please leave. So we have a proclamation from myself and the council to highlight today and to highlight the week and our relationship with PIDA. So I will read the proclamation and then give you a copy of the proclamation to take with you. Mayor Proclamation, PIDA Estonia, July 6th, 2023. Whereas the state of Maryland and the Republic of Estonia initiated a partnership in 1993 in the aftermath of the breakup of the Soviet Union. And the city of Westminster and the town of PIDA formalized its first declaration of understanding on September 23rd, 2002. And the city of Westminster and the town of PIDA will sign the first revised declaration of understanding 21 years later on this day in 2023. And the new Declaration of Understanding outlines 8 areas that the two cities will pursue, promote, and engage in with an intent to further civic participation from both communities while promoting the quality of both communities and providing for partnership initiatives and friendship bonds for years to come. And the first revised Declaration of Understanding is to define and develop areas of cooperation in culture, government, economic development, education, information technology, environment, sports, and philanthropy. And now, therefore, I, Dr. Mona Becker, Mayor of the City of Westminster, join the members of the Common Council and city staff in expressing our collective and sincere thanks and gratitude for the friendships that have formed, the partnership and spirit of reciprocity, and the chance to commit to a stronger and brighter future together with our sister city of PIDA, Estonia. Adopted this day, the 6th of July, 2023. So this is happy for you. And then we always pose for a picture. So, yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Ready?
There you go, thank you, yes. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Becker.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Becker. Just, a few brief words before we move on. I just want to say, I hope that we've given you a picture of our city that you can take home with you. And the things that we do here and the people who live here that you'll be able to share with your colleagues and your friends back in PIDA and let them know that they have many friends here in Westminster and that we're looking forward to meeting all of them if they have the opportunity. We know you've had a busy week. It's been a good week. You've learned about lots of different things here. And I think along the way, there have been some things I hope that you'll be able to take back and make use of. We've certainly learned a lot from you. And I've enjoyed learning about, about PIDA and about the way you govern your city. And I think it's been fascinating to talk about the similarities and the differences. And I think that as we think about all those things, that's what makes this relationship so much more interesting as we do that. I want to acknowledge the wonderful partners we've had in this effort. First of all, in addition to Tom Baird wearing both hats for many years as a senior member of the city staff, as well as a senior leader within the Maryland National Guard, brought the resources of the National Guard into this relationship, and the Maryland National Guard has been a great partner with us. First for introducing us to this program and helping sustain us over 21 years as we participated in it. So it's a wonderful thing that we're looking forward to hearing from them in a few minutes. We've also been excited to have, particularly in the last few years, a wonderful relationship with the Embassy of Estonia. We've had wonderful visits from the ambassador and other members of the staff over the years. And of course, last Christmas, we were fortunate enough to have the ambassador come and be with his family, be the grand marshal of our Christmas parade, which was a lot of fun for us, and we think for him and his family. We hope so anyway. So it's just been a wonderful relationship, and I know that it's certainly enriched the lives of people here in Westminster. And we hope that those who supported us have gotten value out of it as well. So it's been a terrific, it's just been a terrific opportunity for us all. I'd like to turn to my colleagues and ask if any of them have anything to add. Mr. Kavachi?
Just good to see you ladies again, and it was awesome having you in my home on Monday along with the ambassador. It was very exciting for my wife and I, and something I'll remember for a long time. So I hope you enjoyed it. Looking forward to dinner tonight. Hope you guys will enjoy a good crab cake or something. So food's as you picked up probably at this point, food's a big deal for me. Anyway, great seeing you again. Thank you for taking the time to be here. Really awesome. I hope to get over there to visit you sometime in the near future.
Thank you, Mr. Kavachi. Mr. Dayhoff.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. I'm just really happy that we've recontinued this relationship that we started 20 years ago and worked so hard with the Maryland National Guard. We really appreciate Maryland National Guard's participation. I thoroughly enjoyed my trip to Estonia, although it was an awful lot of work, so I'm really sympathized with you all. But we're really happy that you're here, and we're really looking forward to accomplishing a lot in the future with this relationship. Thank you, Mr. President.
Ms. Gilbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to extend a thank you to Tom. I know it was a lot of work, a lot of dedication on his part from 20 years ago to today. So years of just the connection and the communication between everyone is amazing. To just reinvigorate that partnership 20 some years later, I think we as a council are in a great position to take an opportunity to partner with PIDA, all of you on your council, and your leadership, and extend an opportunity for both countries to communicate back and forth and share in each of our opportunities for each other. So exciting.
Thank you, Ms. Gilbert. And I have to say that probably the greatest disappointment of our last colleague, Mr. Hoff's time on the council, is that he's on vacation this week and he's not here to meet you. He's desperately, he's very upset about it. And he's looking forward, I think, to meeting you over the weekend. I think he's busy. But he couldn't tell us enough before he left. I'm sorry to miss this.
He told me to.
Yeah, I told everybody.
So I actually spoke to him 2 days ago, and he's.
Oh, yeah. So he went in search of that one spot where he gets himself accepted. So anyway, you'll get to meet him. So before we hear from you, which is what we're all looking forward to the most, is we've got a couple of important guests here with us, and we'd like to welcome them and have them say a few words first. We have with us from the Embassy of Estonia, the Deputy Chief of Mission, Margaret Sarglev, and we're very pleased that you could join us. It was great to have the ambassador here Monday, and wonderful to have you come and join us and get to meet you. So thank you for coming. Would you like to say anything?
Thank you. Mr. President, Mayor, council members, my compatriots from Estonia, I am so honored to be included in this festive occasion to celebrate this partnership. The partnership between Maryland National Guard and Estonia traces back 30 years, and it has been an extremely beneficial to both sides, I think. In the early years, in reestablishing, when we were thrown off the yoke of Soviet oppression and started reestablishing our country, the support that we received from Maryland National Guard, and by extension from the state of Maryland, is cannot be underscored enough. And it is wonderful that this partnership has endured and has many flowers. And one of these is the wonderful city partnership between the city of Westminster and the city of Paide in Estonia. And having served in Ukraine, which I think creates a triangle, because there's a further partnership that we might have the opportunity to talk about later today. There always is initiatives to have sister cities and to do something together, and sometimes it doesn't involve anything more than exchange of school children or I don't know, folk dancers or some other important people to people contacts in and of itself. But I think the level of maturity that this partnership has already achieved is the context between the members of the council, the challenges that any city anywhere in the world faces, how to manage and how to serve. And in this, it doesn't matter where we're from or where we're at. The challenges are not unique to our very own city, and it's very beneficial to come together, to compare notes, and to learn from each other. And this is what lightens my heart the most. That this is the road that this partnership has taken, and I wish all of us all the success on this road. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to welcome my old friend, Major General Janine Burkhead, Adjutant General of the Maryland National Guard, who's representing the state of Maryland here today. General Burkhead's tenure as Adjutant General is historic in its own right, and so we're especially pleased to have her here with us today. General?
Thank you, Mike. It's good to see you, Madam Mayor, Mr. President. So before I present this, PIDA and Westminster have no greater example of a relationship than any other. This is an example that we should continue to raise up as what the state partnership program can do, create these types of relationships. And then we add on top of it what we see happening in Ukraine and the relationship that triangle has created and how we can all elevate each other to get where we want to be as a nation, as a state, as a country, as a world. We look at this type of relationship. I have to thank Sir Major Bayard for all he's done to really continue to keep this on track and the wheels going and coming up with great ideas. He is yeoman's work and he's doing it for free. So I appreciate you, Sir Major. Thank you so much. Keep going. And then this is the 30th anniversary, as was mentioned, of the state partnership program. So in 2 weeks, we're going to recognize that 30th anniversary. And we will take the time to tout Westminster and the relationship we have here with PIDA. And I hope that we as the Maryland National Guard, although this is a civ-to-civ relationship, we consider the Maryland National Guard part of this relationship still. So please continue to include us in the family of PIDA and Westminster. So on behalf of the governor and the state of Maryland, I have a proclamation to present. And it says, the state of Maryland, the governor of the state of Maryland to Westminster, PIDA's sister city program, greetings. Be it known, because of your demonstration of high integrity and ability, meriting great trust and respect, we are most pleased to award the governor's citation. In appreciation of your outstanding services to the citizens of this state, given under my hand and the great seal of the state of Maryland, the 6th day of July, 2020. Governor Wes Moore, Aruna Miller, Lieutenant Governor, and Susan Lee, the Secretary of State. So, yeah. Yes, thank you. You put them there, and then. Oh, okay, all right. One more, yes. Yeah. Make sure you get those.
We're not gonna get copies.
Social media.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, General, for coming up here. We very much appreciate it. And again, we appreciate, all the time you went, former Sergeant Major Bayer, to us during that time. And, it's great to have, had his leadership support. And now we're especially pleased to welcome once again our guests from HIDA and give you the opportunity to share a few words with us. So how would you like to do it?
Sorry, my name is Subat, and I speak in Estonian and Carroll can translate. Austatud linnapea ja austatud volikogu esimees, lugupeetud volinikud. Honored president and mayor and honored council members. Meil on suurim hea meel siin Ameerikas olla, meil on esimest korda ja tavaliselt on eestlased väga tagasihoidlikud. We are here in first time and we are very happy at least to be here. Normally Estonians are very shy. Siin olles me oleme suurepärased meeleolud ja meie emotsioonid on loes. But in here we are in very good mood and we are very happy and pleased to be here and meet you all. Nagu linnapea ütles, et meil on väga kiired päevad, aga me võtame sellest parima, mis meil saada on. Kõik külaskäigud, mis meil on olnud, siis see on suurepärane võimalus. As Mayor said, our schedule has been very busy, but we are totally enjoying it and we take everything out of we can and take it all. Koostöökohtumised on olnud parimad ja me võtame kaasa mitmeid häid tulevasi koostööpartnereid. All these meetings, all of you have been the best. We promise you we take all these good things, conversations, ideas back. Aga kõige tähtsam, mis on teie inimesed, kes on nii rõõmusemeelsed, avatud ja lahked. Most important, we get to know that people here we met are all so kind and sweet, happy. Ja lisaks koostöökohtumistele meil on suurepärased õhtud alustades Tonist ja tema suurepärase söögidest ja võrdluskodust. And besides all of you, you are the best, but also the best guide we've had is and also Tony's house. Lõpetades sellega, kui äge hommikune pühapäeva hommiku olime kirikus koos Kevin ja tema abikaasaga. And our Sunday morning in the church, it was a very nice experience. And thank you. Ja ma tahan tänada linnapead. Tahaksin öelda seda, et linnapeast on näha see, mida ta teeb teda südame hingele. We would like to thank Mayor Mona and we see that all you do is you do from your heart and with great. Ja me tänada volikogu esimees, kes on väga rõõmsameelne lahke ja saan aru, et kõige tähtsam meeskonnatöö, see on ka minu põhiprioriteet. And we also would like to thank Council President. You are always so kind and nice to us. And the most important, we see that for you, it's so important to make good cooperation and have a good partnership. Ja kõige tähtsam on Toomas. And the most important to us. Oh, sorry, Toomas. Sorry, guys. Toomas on parim, mis Paidele on oodata sõprusinnade. Meil on väga palju sõprusinnad, meil on 10 sõprusinna, aga kõige paremad suhted on USA, Marylandiga, seda just tänu Toomasele. We have a great experience over the years with cooperation with Thomas. We have lots of sister cities and sister cities. Westminster is definitely the best experience and the best thing we've had. Thanks to Thomas. Ja me soovime anda väike kingituse, mis meil lennulise kaaslased. We would like to give some presents also. Okay. See on niisugune kell ja me küsime Toomase käest ka, et mis ta arvab, miks on sellise kuju. This is a clock with our logo and slogan, but and we asked also Thomas, what do you think this kind of shape? Wooden. So the slogan says that it's down in the heart, and if you look closely, this actually has shape of a heart. Juhatanu teile ja ma loodan kogu südamest, et me järgmise aasta augustikuus näeme. And many thanks to you again, and we really hope that we meet you all again next August.
Thank you.
We also have some small gifts.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So this is exciting because when he gave the ambassador's son this candy bar, his face lit up. He was so excited. So now I get to see what he was so excited about.
But few more gifts. We especially we several times named Thomas, but you also get some small different spots already, but you also have to have this one. This is our football bar.
Right. They have one of the best professional football teams in Estonia.
Yes.
Very cool.
And also two small things again. We continue with soccer. We have and this is their jersey, yes. And here's he's that 20-year operator. One for you. Who would like to give? And who would like to give one for Thomas? You have the basketball jersey. Too much. Thank you. I also have.
I was gonna say, we should see you around town. Don't worry about it.
We get picture with when you're showing the
Yeah. Oh, with the scarf too. But don't put the scarf on.
No, we're gonna bring that, yeah. Yes, that's a good idea.
This is like super cool.
Ready?
There's a table corner. And for social media. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Well, thank you so much. It's a wonderful gift and certainly gives us a lot to remember this visit by. And I think we're gonna frame the jersey and hang it somewhere in the city building, the city office, so that we'll have something that we can all look at along with the clock to remind all of our citizens as well as the rest of us about our friendship with Hyde. Thank you again. I'm keeping the chocolate bar.
I won't make it through the weekend.
It may not make it home. So the final thing we have on our agenda is one item of new business, as we would say formally, the council meeting. The approval of the revised declaration of understanding between the mayor and common council of Westminster, Maryland, and the Pida town government, Pida, Estonia. And this is the first revised declaration. Of course, we have a declaration of understanding that we did a little over 20 years ago to affirm the goodwill and spirit of cooperation between our two towns and continue a partner city program between Westminster and Pida. And to that end, Westminster and Pida will agree to pursue the following initiatives and objectives: to explore and promote opportunities for cooperation between Westminster and Pida, and to define and develop the following areas of cooperation: culture, government, economic development, education, information technology, environment, sports, and philanthropy. And the rest of the provisions of this are detailed in the document you have in front of you. And we've all had a chance to review this, and I think it speaks well about the relationship that we're looking forward to fostering with Pida. I'd like to entertain a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the declaration on behalf of the city of Westminster.
Motion, and I'll move to approve the first revised declaration of understanding.
All right, there's been a motion by Mr. Kavachi to approve the declaration and authorize the mayor to sign it. May I have a second?
Second.
There's been a second by Mr. Dayhoff. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move on to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes seem to have it, the ayes have it, and it's approved. So congratulations. Now, we hope you'll do the same when you get home. And we will look forward once you've had a chance to do that back in Pida. We'll look forward to the two mayors being able to sign the declaration. And that's it. Any Dr. Becker, any closing words?
Sorry. I think I would be remiss as well if I also did not thank Baird for his unwavering support of this relationship and for everything that you have done for the city of Westminster, not only in the last 2 years since I've been mayor, but for the past
5 years.
I was gonna go back to when he was on the director, so.
You keep putting me to work every time I turn.
It's just you would wither away if we didn't do your work, right? And so we are incredibly grateful for all the service that you provide to the city, even outside of the sister city relationship, but your organization is paramount, which I'm very thankful for. And also I would like to welcome those who joined us a little bit later. It's wonderful to see you. I'll see you after the council meeting as well. And once again, it has been so wonderful to have you in town this week. And I will see you, of course, before you leave for a few times. And I'm looking forward to more cooperation in the future and what that will bring us. So thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That concludes our agenda. Our next regular meeting will be next Monday evening on July 10th. And with that, without objection, we're adjourned.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even make it over.
Okay, Brian, get out. See. Yeah.